Welcome to the Blaize interview. My name is Blaize, and today we have
Chris Keene.
There you go. Yeah. So, Chris, fortunately, this is the second recording because my laptop crapped up on me last time. So, welcome back to the interview. And like we started last time, how did you get into comedy?
How did I get into comedy? I used to be a musician for many years. I played in a band, and then that ended. I was like, I still wanted to do something similar.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, what I liked about comedy is it was similar to music, where like you could write and perform your own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I learned about that, I started getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was studying, like, this sounds lame now, but I was studying acting in between there.
Oh, nice.
But I didn't really, that wasn't the same. You know?
Where were you studying acting at?
A place called the Lee Strasberg Institute.
Okay.
I was living in New York, so but that wasn't the same as music, because you're not like writing and performing your own stuff.
I get you.
That's more like doing other people's.
Others' work.
Things other people wrote and stuff.
Okay.
I didn't like that as much.
Where was the first place you did comedy?
A place called Stand Up NY in New York.
Is it still around?
Yeah, my friend Catherine Yoon, great comedian, check her out. Do you know Catherine?
Maybe not.
Okay. Yeah.
Is she from New York?
No, she lives here. She just went to New York and she did a show there or
nice.
or something. So I was only there once though. Then I moved here.
How old? So it was before COVID?
Yeah, that was before COVID.
Okay.
COVID screwed me up with comedy though.
I mean, it screwed everyone up.
Yeah, like I didn't do it for like a year probably. So that kind of sucks. But
yeah, because last time we were talking, you had just started. It was like the summertime before. So it was about 2019, about summer of 2019.
I think it was the fall of 2018.
Fall of 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fall of 2018.
And do you remember what your first set was about, or like what were your jokes?
Can't really remember. I remember one kind of.
What was it? You remember? Or what kind of you remember?
It was something about like that I wanted to do. Like I moved to. It was like, I moved to LA because I wanted to do something no one's ever done before. I don't remember. It was something like I moved to LA because I wanted to do something no one's ever done before. So I can't remember. I'm sorry.
That's all good. That's all good. No.
It's like 4 years ago or something.
The only reason I remember my first set was because it was about vaccines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was funny. It was back in, I want to say, about 2014, 2015. So it was like way before COVID.
Oh, wow.
So it's about like, it's about the cooties.
Okay.
So the first time I held my niece, I was holding her, and you see that twinkle, your uncle's brand new life. I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school when she was born. I was holding her. I picked her arm up, and I said, circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you got the cootie shot. Bitch, I got the cooties in first grade. Shit don't go away.
Maybe that would be the cure for COVID.
COVID, the cootie shot?
Did anyone try that? Yeah, they should have tried
We haven't tried that. We haven't tried this since third grade. But you were talking about you being in a band before.
Yeah.
What was your band's name?
Mean Creek.
Mean Creek.
Yeah.
It sounds like a place where like middle-aged white folks go to have a great school system. They have great cul-de-sacs. It sounds like a nice, peaceful Midwest white neighborhood.
It was named after a movie called Mean Creek.
Mean Creek?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a good movie.
I don't think I've seen. What's the movie about?
It's just like an independent film from like the early 2000s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What's it about? You said?
Yeah.
It's this group of kids. They go on this they're out off in the woods, kind of playing, and I don't know. They're just kind of They're just kind of bullying this. There's this it's hard to explain. Yeah. There's some bullying going on, and the kid ends up dead.
Oh.
And then it's just how they deal with that, and that's kind of the movie.
Oh, okay. So they have to cover up his death?
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. Yeah.
Did they get found out?
I haven't seen it in so long. I don't believe.
You named your band after this and you forgot?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm old, so this is a long time ago. Yeah, I did. No, I haven't. I mean, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think no one finds out in the movie at least,
Okay.
from what I remember. But yeah,
Okay.
just yeah,
What instruments did you play in the band?
a guitar and song.
A guitar and song?
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you like get started in music?
Oh, I started that when I was like 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is when you got your first guitar?
Yeah, 12 or 13.
So what was the first song you learned to play on it?
House of the Rising Sun.
Ooh.
Do you know that song?
Ooh. How do you play it?
I want to say it's F, C, A minor, G, or something like that.
I can't read chords.
That's what it is. I don't. Yeah, it's been a while.
Dang.
It's been a while.
Dang. So you were originally born in Boston, right?
Yeah, I'm from Boston.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up in Boston comparatively? Like, what's the difference between like Boston and New York and LA? Like, how do you feel Boston's different?
Oh, it's way different from LA. That's
Yeah.
for sure. East Coast is so different from West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Just a totally different attitude. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, but totally different culture. It's like a different country.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, even New York is culture-wise is different from LA.
Yeah. Like I told you last time, I hate Boston.
Yeah,
Fuck Boston.
I forgot.
I fucking hate Boston.
You must be excited the Celtics lost.
Don't even started.
There you go.
I was so happy. I was like, "Fuck Boston."
That's great.
It's one of the things because obviously because LA fan. I grew up loving Dodgers. Grew up loving Lakers. And one thing I loved most was when the Lakers beat the Celtics back in 2011.
I grew up hating the Lakers.
I can see why.
Now I'm kind of indifferent. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I always liked the Dodgers. I thought they were a cool team.
Yeah. The thing is, like, it's different about, like, New York, and especially Boston, because it's so cold out there. Like, everything's like, you gotta get shit done fast.
Yeah.
But, like, out here, it's like, everyone's so laid back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, it's alright. It's chill.
Yeah, that's one difference. One of many. I don't know. There's a lot of differences.
When you goes to, like, doing open mics and shows, like, what are some places that you like to go to do mics or work on your own material?
Fourth Wall.
Fourth Wall?
Either in North Hollywood or on Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood. Both of those I like a lot.
What do you like about it?
You can just do whatever you want there. No one's on your ass about what you're joking about. No one's getting mad at topics or if something's controversial or whatever. And it's all kinds of people that go to Fourth Wall. It's not like it's just like white dudes or just this group or that group.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good mix of different kinds of people from all backgrounds. All races, genders. I don't know. And different attitudes about comedy. It's not just like. There's all styles of comedy.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, it seems.
Have you been in a room that you feel like your creative like flow has been disrupted?
Oh, I think that there's some rooms that are. It can be really clicky. Like different mics have cliques. I feel like, but some can be really clicky if you're not in the clique of the people who go there.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. Or, I mean, there are some like. More like woke mics that I don't like very much.
What are woke mics? Where are they at?
I don't know. It's just like
you know.
Oh, I know, but I don't want to throw people under the bus.
You don't have to throw them. It's not throwing them under the bus. It's kind of like Tao Comedy is a lot more woke. Hollywood
I've actually never been there.
Tao Comedy is nice. I like Tao. I love Bobby Oliver. She's a great comic. She's great place, but they are a little bit more woke. And then there's also like Hollywood Comedy.
Any mic that has a little speech at the beginning of it that's like, don't joke about this, don't joke about that. I don't like that.
That's fair.
Like,
that's fair. I know exactly what you're
talking
talking
about. It's absurd, Like, to me, it's absurd, at least. Like, no one is doing comedy, in my opinion, to hurt people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, sure, you're going to hear things that you don't agree with doing comedy. Like, that's what it is, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't handle that, don't do comedy. It's absurd, Like, to be getting offended about jokes is kind of silly to me. Jokes are jokes. This isn't like a political... Even if it's political comedy, it's... I don't know, man. Yeah. If you don't agree with something, then you get up and say what you think. You know what I mean? Don't have a don't have a
shouting match in between my set.
Yeah, don't do stuff like that.
Has that happened to you? Where you?
Someone screamed at me once about a joke. It wasn't even like political. They just took it personally or something.
What was the joke about?
Oh, I was like riffing just about what people were talking about at the mic, and the person took it personally.
Personal, yeah. I mean, some people. I mean, it's not always.
Like you shit on people sometimes at mics. Not shit on people. Well, sometimes, but like you're fucking around with each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'd never seen this person before. That's something I learned is like maybe take it easy if people don't know you and you don't know them. They don't know who you are. So. Well,
eventually, it doesn't matter. Like if you travel outside of LA or travel anywhere, it's like you're not gonna 90% of the time you're not gonna know 90%, even 99% of the crowd. You might know one or two people in the crowd if you're traveling.
Yes.
But like, you can't be scared to offend people.
No. Yeah.
No. I mean, people are too offended.
Yeah, I don't know why people get into comedy if they're gonna have that kind of attitude. It's not really. There seems to be this like. People seem to have lost the plot on like what comedy is. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not supposed to be saying the right things when you're doing comedy. Like, it's inherently ridiculous comedy. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like a political speech where we're just saying like the approved things of like. The obvious things like racism is bad. We all know that.
Homophobia is bad.
Right, it's bad. But that's not what comedy is. Not you don't get up on stage and go, racism's bad. And they're like, yeah.
That's what happens sometimes. What they say, it's like people, this is bad, and they're like,
yeah, that's not comedy though. You know what I mean? Like,
and the thing is, like, people is like, I've been X amount of time sober, and then like when people don't clap at the mic, they're like, this is where you guys clap.
That's great. There are a lot of sober comedians I've noticed. Like people that had addiction and things.
I mean, that's a lot of, a lot of comics are dysfunctional folks.
Oh yes, yeah, myself included.
We all are.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's anyone in comedy that's very like, not weird or crazy. You just didn't.
Yeah. I know some comedians with good jobs, and I'm like, what are you doing here, man? Like, you don't need to be doing this.
Well, I mean, it's for the love of comedy, right?
No, I know. I'm just kidding. It's just funny.
You're like, they're not funny either. Get the fuck out. I'm just kidding.
No, they're great. They're great.
Yeah. But, traveling around LA and doing different mics like that, like, there's a difference between mics in, like, East LA versus like West Hollywood,
Yeah.
Have you traveled? You've done shows here in New York, here in LA, but have you done anything like outside of those two areas?
No, I've never even really done New York. Just the one mic.
Just the one mic.
Yeah. So I've basically just done stand up in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not even have you left like LA County? Have you gone to Orange County?
Never mind. I was in Austin for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Before the mothership landed.
Yeah, before that. Yeah, I was there for like a month and did some open mics and things like that. I didn't do shows. But.
Okay. What's the mic scene like in Austin? What was it like doing?
When I was there, it was difficult. I don't know. It was.
Why?
The mics are just weird. They're like at weird locations like taco stands and outside and they're not in places that are built for comedy, so it's very difficult and people aren't really paying attention. So it's like, how do you really work on material in those environments? Maybe it's changed now. I know a lot of clubs have opened. Comedy Mothership obviously, and Red Band has a club, and
I haven't heard that one.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know much of the scene in Austin. The only thing I know that's in Austin is the Austin, or is it Dallas Improv or Austin Improv?
I don't think there's a Dallas Improv.
Dallas Improv, that's what it is. Yeah. There's a Dallas Improv. That's all I know, and then the Mothership. That's all I know. That's in Texas. Other than that, I don't know what's.
There's clubs in Houston. But Austin had Cap City opened. That was closed when I was there. So Cap City opened. That's a club in Austin. Yeah, Joe Rogan's club, Red Band's club. I don't know. Maybe it's gotten better. I have one friend who lives there. My other friend actually just got kind of passed. I don't know what you call it at the Mothership, but he's doing a show there in a few weeks, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, like he did the mic or audition, whatever they do, and they liked him, so they gave him a show there.
When you were out there, did you do Kill Tony?
Yeah.
And you were. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were on Kill Tony, I think.
Yeah.
I saw one episode with you.
Yeah, this was like a year and a half ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun.
What's it like to be an audience member in Kill Tony?
An audience, like someone who gets on stage.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm way better at stand up now than I was then. It was a year and a half ago.
You should, right?
But yeah, and I also did it like 3 years ago or something like that too.
Okay.
Like when I first started.
Oh.
Both times were actually fun. I mean, they weren't terrible.
Did he recognize you?
No, he didn't. I looked different. I looked a lot different the first time.
Did you even tell him this is your second time doing Kill Tony?
No, I didn't come up. I actually didn't say much the second time. I just didn't feel like it. I just wanted to do the minute and just be left alone, which I know is not the point of Kill Tony. So that was probably that's kind of how I feel in general. Actually, I don't even podcasts like right now. I don't feel like I'm not good at this kind of stuff. I like doing material that I write, doing that, or making a video that I wrote and doing that. But I'm not good at in the moment stuff. I'm trying to get better.
No, you're doing great.
Yeah.
No, like this, all this is just like us talking about you and your experiences and what it's like to be a...
I want to talk about you, dude.
So what do you want to know about me?
Same shit. Like, where did you first do comedy?
It was at it wasn't Hawaiian Brian's, but it was, I forget the place, it was this little bar in Hawaii when I was in college. Okay. So, it had to been like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Because it was my girlfriend at the time. She's also in comedy. She got me into being a comic. So she was a comic, and then I'd go to the shows, and I was like, I want to do that. Okay. So I was like, I can do that. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. So I was like, it's fun to do that, and that's and I went up there a few times. But the last time I did comedy in Hawaii, it was a Wednesday, because I remember this one because it was Hawaiian Brian's, and it was the Wednesday show. And my mom, she's texting me all night. She's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm at the bar with my friends. You know, I didn't want to tell her I was at the mic. You know what I mean?
That's great.
I was like, I'm at the bar with my friends. She's like, all right. So granted, I'm in Hawaii. My family lives here in Los Angeles, and so I'm just thinking whatever. She just texting me because she's a nosy mom. And I'm like, she's like, where you at? I'm like, she keeps texting, and I'm like, I'm blah 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 bar. I'm at the bar. And she's, no, you're not. She's not believing me. And she's there. And then I finally was like, all right, fine. I'm at home studying. And then she shows up to my house. And she calls me. She's like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at the bar, like I said. Like, why are you calling me? And she's like, we're outside your door. I was like, what? She sends me a picture of my front door. I'm like, okay. And so, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, why was this happening?
Because they just wanted to visit me, to surprise me.
Oh, like this was the same moment you were doing.
This is a different time. This is like later on. This is okay. This is about 6 months in between doing just started doing comedy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So this is I think my first 6 months of comedy.
Okay.
And so my ending joke was a joke about my father. I had to change it to my face, to myself, because I didn't want my dad was gonna see me. This is my first 6 months of doing comedy.
Wow.
And so it was kind of one of those things like 6 months into doing comedy, all my family, my mom and dad, my brother, my cousins, and my aunts and uncles are there to see me. So there's about like 6-7 people there. Yeah. And they're sitting front row, and I'm like, fuck.
Damn, dude.
So I did that for like
how many other people were at the thing?
This is a pretty good crowd. So this bar, on average, there's usually about like 15 to 20 people.
Okay.
And not just like 15, 20 comics and 20 other people. Just it was a really nice, popular bar. It's down the street from the University of Hawaii. So I'd go there all the time. It was a great place.
Hawaii seems awesome. I've never been there, but it seems really nice.
Worst part about it, being a Cali boy, just no In-N-Out burgers.
Okay.
Other than that, it's paradise.
So you grew up here?
I grew up here in Los Angeles, but then I just went to college for 4 years in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Do you know Winnie Chase? Do you know her?
Winnie Chase. It sounds a little...
She's a comedian around here. She went to college in Hawaii, too.
Okay.
Yeah, she's at Fourth Wall a good amount.
Whitney Chase.
Whitney Chase. Oh, no, it's Winnie Chase.
Winnie Chase. Winnie. No, I don't remember Winnie.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
She hosts sometimes at Flashback on Friday, too.
Okay, I don't really...
go to Flashback?
No. Wait, the Fourth Wall?
Flashback, Mike. It's in Van Nuys.
Van Nuys. No, when is that? It's on Fridays. What time?
Oh, it's every day. They do have mics. It's on Instagram. I can. It's FB comedy or something like that.
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, afterwards. But yeah, no, that's cool. So that's another mic you like going to?
Yeah, it can be good. Yeah.
What do you like about the flashback mic? Why is it called the flashback?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know why they called it that. It used to be down in Hollywood. Then they moved to Van Nuys. Or not Hollywood. I don't know where.
It's probably money reasons.
Maybe.
Probably because of rent. Because rent's expensive.
They book people on shows from that too.
Oh, I think I've seen the flashback flyers because I know a few people have gotten booked on those.
Yeah, like at the Ha Ha Cafe or other shows they do.
So when you started doing music and you started making your band stuff, what kind of like music were you guys making in the beginning?
My band, well,
the first band you started.
First band when I was like a child.
Yeah.
It was like a pop punk band.
Pop punk.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say were you like when you were a kid? What were your influences in music?
I mean, at that when I was 13 or whatever, Green Day.
Green Day. Was Green Day around that back then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Green Day.
Green Day's not that old, are they?
Dude, they've been around since the 80s.
Have they?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
What the fuck? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize they've been around that long.
Yeah, they've been around forever.
Okay. Then did they start out in Los Angeles or did they start out here?
In
like Boston?
Berkeley area, like Oakland.
Okay, yeah. Because I know they're California kids, but I'm not sure which part of Cali.
Yeah, Northern California.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you remember like what was the first place you ever performed with your band?
It was on Brandeis College radio station.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah. That was the first place, I think.
Yeah. What was that like when you went on stage, excuse me, with your band? What was that feeling like?
And after that, it was at a pizza place because I mean, we were like kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was it like? It was fun because I don't know. It just gave you an identity. You know what I mean? Like, because when you're a kid, you think like, you know, well, at least for me, like, you know, kind of a loser. So, you know, it's kind of a nerd and stuff. So that gave you like a way to like give you an identity. You could like express yourself. Kids are always looking for attention. You know, you get attention if you're on stage.
Girls.
Oh, maybe you. Not so much for me. But
yeah. Come on, you're the lead singer of the band.
That's what my friend would always say, dude. But no one cared. No one cares. Yeah, I don't know. No, it was just a way to express yourself. That's what I liked about it. That's what I like about comedy, too, you know? You're, like, expressing your thoughts and feelings and ideas.
What's the difference between, like, writing for a song versus writing for on the stage? Do you feel like there's a difference, there's a similarity?
For comedy?
For comedy and for music. For, like, in comedy, what's the difference between writing for comedy versus writing for music?
I mean, they're similar that you're expressing your thoughts and feelings. Differences about them? I don't know. They're different art forms, obviously. You just have to learn each one. I don't know how to explain the differences. Song might be more emotion based, whereas comedy might be more cerebral or something. You know what I mean? Like using your ideas and thoughts, whereas songs are maybe more emotions. Maybe that's a difference.
When you were younger, did you feel like you had a lot of emotions to like express, or were you just teenage angst?
Still have a lot of emotions.
I still have a lot of emotions.
I still have teenage angst, which is a problem. Definitely a problem. But yeah, a lot of emotion. Everybody does, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially when you're at that age.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at a young age, I know for a fact I wanted to be a rapper when I was a kid.
Oh,
I was like 12, 13 years old trying to rap rhymes, but I was like, yeah.
Have you done it?
No, I haven't really done it, but I'm
you got the Marshall Mathers LP.
I do. But I'm in a few, within the next few months, I'm going to start collaborating with the producer, and we're going to do a Dreadful Operator, who also needs to get on the podcast, you bastard.
I feel like you'd be good at it for some reason.
I think it's just because I have the energy for it. I think, but I definitely need to like what I wanted with. I've told.
You have a good vibe for for music. I feel
Yeah.
like,
I think it's just because energy. I think
Yes,
with me,
yeah.
it's just about I have a bigger energy. I know how to bring energy to the stage. Because like when I come up to the stage, first thing I do, I'm yelling at people. Hey, wake up! What are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? And I just look at whoever's like the sleepiest. I say, how you doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You awake? This is like trying because you have to be that attention grabber. Like I always felt like for me, like I feel at my level right now, I'm not a headliner. But if I were to say my best shot to get on a big show would be either as an opener or as a host.
Okay.
Trying to get people's wild up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like a fluffer in porn.
That's great. That's funny, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar. It really is like cold opening a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
You're the fluffer. Yeah, it's very similar.
Well, you also have to do the same thing in music, right?
Yeah, as an opening act, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same though, man. It's much easier with music. Cold opening comedy is like one of the toughest things ever.
You say why? Because you have the music's easier.
Yeah, dude, music's way easier. Like, cause with comedy you're like expecting an emotional reaction out of people. With laughter, and people suppress their emotions in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
So when someone sits down to watch comedy, they don't just start laughing immediately. You gotta get them comfortable, let them their guard down. That's why there's a 2-drink minimum. People have to relax a little and okay, it's time to laugh. Like I can let loose. With music, you're just making a sound and people can listen and there's a lot of noise going on. It's not just you standing there with a microphone. It's way easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean with music, like you can drown out the people and just focus on your music. Like you don't even need to open your eyes.
No.
Whereas the comedy,
although it was awkward if you played shows to nobody, especially as a loud rock band, playing shows to nobody is ridiculous. So obviously an audience matters in both, but it's definitely easier with music.
What was it like? Did you tour with music or did you help?
Yeah, we toured.
What was it like touring?
Oh, there's bad and good to it. I guess it's good because you're playing music and that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
How old were you when you got your first touring gig?
Man. This was in a band when I was younger, so I was like 21 or something.
Oh, that's pretty young though. That's actually pretty good age.
Yeah, we toured Canada.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Well, what was it like touring Canada?
Drunken.
You were just drunk the whole time.
Pretty much, dude. It was pretty absurd. Yeah, it was absurd. I don't know. Yeah.
What was it like touring Canada? Like, how did you guys go? Did you guys go in like a car, in a van with all your equipment?
Yeah.
How do you have to go through customs when you drive through and have to check all your stuff?
Yeah, we had to, I remember we had to lie about that. Yeah, because they might not have let us in or something, and you needed to have a permit or something. I don't remember, but I remember we had to lie. Yeah, just to. Would
you lie? What was the lie?
I can't remember, man. I'll never remember.
Who were you touring with?
Just some other bands from Canada. I don't remember who. Bands like at our level that were, just kind of.
Did you guys like rotate on who was the headliner, or was it? How's that like?
I don't think we were ever the headliner because we were from out of the country. But, yeah, there were people at the shows. It was good. It wasn't a long tour. It was short.
How long is the tour? Is it like a month?
Oh, this thing was only a week or two.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it was pretty short. The longest tour I've been on was probably like 5 weeks.
Oh, that's a good amount. Where'd you travel?
All around the U.S.
Oh, nice.
For that one, yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember who you were with on that one?
Yeah, we were opening for Counting Crows. Who I don't know if you know them.
I think I'm too young for that reference.
Yeah, they were famous in the '90s. I'm surprised you don't know them. They're a great band.
I'm one of those people like I don't know like a lot of things, but like if you play the music for me, I'm like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah, you'd recognize it if you heard it. Some of the hits or whatever.
When you were 12, 13 years old, when did you start writing music?
Same time.
Same time?
Yeah.
And it was just all about your teenage angst?
Pretty much, yeah.
And
yeah.
so when you guys went on the radio show, was it all your own music that you guys made?
Yeah.
What was it? What's the process, especially when you're working with like 4 or 5 other people in a band? How do you guys like put aside your ego and come up with the melody and the song and like, oh no, the drum should be here or that should be there?
The way it ended up being for most of my life was I was usually the singer-songwriter of the band. So I would write a song, bring it in, and then the band would work on it. So in my band that was like my main band when I was an adult, it was more of a group process.
Yeah.
So I'll just talk about that, I guess. Like, I wrote most of the songs. Our drummer wrote some as well, though. Yeah, I'd have an idea for a song, I'd bring it in, and then we'd all work on it together. And a lot of times it would end up completely different from how I brought it in, you know what I mean? Sometimes it would stay the same, but a lot of times it would end up different. And that's from the collaboration of everyone's ideas for the song. Yeah, you definitely obviously need to be in a band with people that you can work with in that way.
How did you guys meet? Like, how did you meet your bandmates?
I went to high school with one of them. The other one we met online. Yeah, like in a
chat room.
Maybe not a chat room.
Back when they're
yeah, exactly. Like a message board. I think it was a message board or something.
They're like looking for artists.
Yeah, and the other one was in a friend's band, but then they broke up.
So there was 4 of you in the band?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you guys got together, what was the first song that you guys made together? Do you remember?
Well, we already had. It's a long story.
We got a long time.
Me and the girl, like a friend, this band started because we were like a duo. We were like doing songs as a duo. So I recorded these songs on my 4-track thing.
Oof, way back.
Yeah, and then we got a drummer and a bass player to play with us, and that's how it started.
So just kind of like, hey, how'd you guys in?
Yeah, and it's weird because we had like a bunch of different drummer and bass players, but until we finally got the guys who are what I think of as the band, you know what I mean? Who we were together with them for like, that was really the band. It was the 4 of us, and that was about 5 years or something.
That's a good run.
Yeah.
But what was the first song you guys recorded as together? Do you remember? All 4 of you?
Those main people?
Yeah. What was you guys like when you would what would you say is your first official group?
Man, now I'm having trouble remembering.
All the alcohol and drugs.
No,
shit, it's a rock star life, bro.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't too much like that. There was not much of that.
Not too much drugs.
There was drinking.
Some more drinking than drugs.
I don't remember drugs really. Drinking for sure.
Well, the drugs help you with forgetting the drugs, don't you?
No, none of us really did drugs, but we definitely drank. That was the thing.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting, man.
Damn.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, we made a record.
A whole record? Nice.
Yeah, we made an album.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the album's name? Do you remember?
The first one we all did together was called The Sky or the Underground.
Sky or the Underground.
Yeah.
That's pretty punk.
Then there was this wasn't a punk band.
It was more rock?
Yeah, it was like a rock, like indie rock band.
Indie rock?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, technically aren't all bands indie until they get signed by a major label?
Technically, yeah. It's like, yeah. There's also like, I feel like a genre that's thought of as indie, but the indie could be anything now, you know?
Yeah. So do you still have that record? Do you have a copy of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, we've got a few records. I've got copies.
Nice. Did you ever, have you guys ever released them on like Spotify or anything like that?
Yeah, they're all on Spotify.
Under the, what's it, Creek? What's
Mean Creek.
Mean Creek.
I like how we've talked about my band for like 5 hours. This is funny, dude.
I like it. No, because these are things that, like I said, like I didn't know this about you beforehand.
It was most of my life, I guess.
Yeah, because it was way before, like,
I did comedy, yeah.
I mean, you didn't do, like you said, you didn't start doing comedy until, like, just,
like
3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, about 4 years ago.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then before that, you were doing a whole bunch of just records, which is cool, which is amazing.
Yeah.
How many records did you guys do in those 4 years total?
I think we did one. I think it was like three or 4 records or something. Nice. I mean, yeah, I can't remember exactly. Like three.
No, I'm kidding.
I think 3 albums and an EP.
EP.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you have a song that like you love the most? Like if you were asked to, if you this is one song that you would ask to play, you would play it.
I like our record Youth Companion.
Youth Companion.
And there's some songs on there I like a lot.
Okay.
I don't know which one. Maybe I don't know. Could choose.
You don't have your favorite song that you ever made?
It's a song called Young and Wild.
Young and Wild.
It's on that record. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a good one.
How's it go?
It goes good. Just
trying to get you to sing a little bit. See if we get you. No. That life's behind you now.
No, I'm doing that.
Nah. Have you ever thought of going back to making another band for the fun of it, or nah? Is that behind you?
I would if I have time, but I don't have time because
Mm.
I do so much stand up, and I do a lot of like sketch videos.
Yeah.
And a show on political comedy news show.
Yeah. What's your other YouTube channel? The political YouTube one?
Oh, it's just it's all on my YouTube channel, but it's a show. It's just the Chris Keene show. It's just like a political comedy news show.
It's pretty funny. I love the takes you have on there.
Yeah, I've done a lot. Thank you. I've done a lot of like sketches. I'm trying to combine them, so the future sketches I do will just be on that. I'm gonna combine it all because But anyway,
too much.
yeah, it's too many different things. But
okay, so when did you start doing the sketch comedy with the political anchor? You just keep the same name, the Chris Keene Show? You don't have like a persona with it, or you just try and...
No, it's just Chris Keene Show. I
Yeah,
don't know what to do with it. When did I start that? Probably 4 years ago.
Okay. So right when you started doing comedy?
Yes, when I started stand-up.
Okay, cool. So with that, like, how's the process go with deciding what to cover, how to make a funny twist on it? Like, what is the process into editing and to posting it?
I just read news articles or listen to podcasts about what's going on, and then I pick something that I feel like I want to talk about that's going on, and I'll try to think of a funny angle or something, a point I want to make about it or something like that. Political comedy is weird because with political comedy, it's like people are usually trying to... You got to be careful because a lot of people just want to make points, you know what I mean? But that's not comedy, and that's not going to be funny. So it's weird. You have to find this line where it's like you can make your point, but it has to be funny, So you have to find this line of like saying what you want to say, but having it be funny too. It's difficult, because I think a lot of that stuff can either not you can fall too into trying to make a point, and then it's not funny.
Yeah.
Or it's, I don't know, maybe the other side is like you can go just totally goofy with it and have it be funny, but then might not be saying anything, which is fine because it's comedy. Like you don't have to say something, you know what I mean? But I like finding a line where like you're saying something, trying to make a point of some sort, or you have something to say. That's what to me, that's what like all this is about. What do you have to say? That's what creating is about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that's what I think. Like that's what art is about. I know that sounds pretentious, but
no, but that's a good point.
Music, comedy, these are art forms. That's what art is about. What do you like? Having something to say. So that's what's interesting to me. And you don't look. I like plenty of bands or comedians that don't have some, but having something to say, that could be. It doesn't have to be like some heavy, serious political statement. It could just like Jim Gaffigan had something to say about Hot Pockets. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, and that's a famous comedy bit.
Yeah.
But he had a point of view. You know, that's a point of view. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be serious. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, too many people, like, they look at celebrities and they say, like, oh, they need to be role models. And you remember the old famous Charles Barkley commercial from, like, the 90s or 80s where it's I'm not a role model?
Oh, yeah.
The black and white is like, I'm not a role model.
Yeah.
Teachers are role models. Police officers are role models. I shoot balls into baskets. And I was like, he's trying to make a point about, like, I'm just a dude who plays basketball, dude. Like, I'm not here to raise your kids.
Right.
And, like, I feel a lot of folks say it's like, oh, you're a role model. Like, what about think of the children?
Right.
Like the old Simpsons sketch, think of the children. It's like, who gives a shit about the children? The children don't care.
Well, the children is your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you have children, that's your responsibility. Like, you don't want them to see something, well, be a parent. You know? Like, that stuff's a little ridiculous. At least when it comes to entertainment. Like, don't police entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do your job as a parent and take care of your kid. You know, there's a lot of shit out there that is not suitable for kids, but that's your job as a parent to, right? I mean, I don't know. That's just my...
I don't have kids, so...
No, I don't either, but that's just my opinion.
Like, don't just because I say something or I do something doesn't mean your kid has to pay attention to me.
Yeah. Like,
and if you feel like what that person says, then why don't you be an adult and, like, just remove that from the kid?
Yeah, we're not here to raise your kids. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you... like, it's such a ridiculous...
even with, like, Dave Chappelle is like, oh, he's transphobic, he's this, he's that, but he's just making a joke, and he's telling a story about, like, you know, the story about his trans friend who committed suicide, and everyone's like, he's transphobic because of that.
Dude, that's wild to me. I don't know how anyone could watch that special. You know, what I think is, I don't know how anyone could watch that special and think that Dave Chappelle is transphobic, because, like you just said, it's basically dedicated to his trans friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's talking about. What I think is that the people who are angry at that, they didn't even watch the special.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because how can you watch that and go, oh, he's transphobic? It doesn't make any sense.
I was talking to someone who came out, and their friend who was a lesbian, she was like, oh, me and my friend were watching it, and she had to go out the room because what he was saying was so offensive, and it was a joke about, like, something about him hitting her because she was a man or something like that.
Hitting her?
Hitting I forget the joke.
I think I know the bit.
The punching woman or whatever.
I think I know the bit. I don't...
Yeah, I don't remember it right now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure about it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then she was like,
but that is a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Dave Chappelle is not hitting women.
Mm-hmm.
If he was hitting women, then I'd be with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
He got the Mark Twain Award, and he did a speech in the Mark Twain Award. And one thing that caught me when he said that is, like, you know, there's comics when they say something, you know it's a joke, but they don't get too many laughs. And then some comics, you know, they say something, and everyone's laughing, but you know they really mean that shit.
That's funny, man. I haven't seen that.
It's a Mark Twain. It came out like 2018, 2019, like right before all the specials, right before he got, like, persecuted, and it was called
I don't understand the persecution stuff. It's wild, man.
I mean, we shouldn't care what all these people, like, everyone who cares so much about, like, what Trump says, what Biden does, like, does it really matter? Like, the shit that happened.
No, it doesn't.
Like, with Biden falling over, that shit was funny when at the Air Force Academy.
I know, dude, it's crazy.
And it's crazy because the same shit happened to Trump. Everyone, like, CNN and all of them be like, oh my god, Trump's unfit. And nothing.
Oh, of course. No, they were making excuses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the double standard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then you point that out and it's like, oh, you're a Trump supporter. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just pointing out there's a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, you know, if Trump does something, it's bad. If Biden did something, oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, like the Hunter Biden laptops. That shit is funny.
Yeah.
He left it with pictures of him with hookers and coke and all this other shit. Like, that's just funny.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, but if it was like one of Donald's sons, that shit would have been all over CNN. And be like, it's an investigation. What's wrong?
Yeah, I don't know how, even if you're in the left-wing mentality, I don't know how you don't see that, like, double standard. Do you know what I mean? It's so...
Politics is funny.
Right, people are just so in their bubble that they
Yeah.
don't see it. I mean, people do it on the right too. Like both sides do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, what I always find funny is whenever you watch, like, news channels, I feel like they're competing with, like, ESPN, trying to be, like, the same graphics and shit, and they're like, this,
Yeah, I think you mentioned this to me once. It's a funny take that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's like sports teams. It's like people rooting. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, it's like sports teams. It's
Yeah,
like the Democrat, the
rooting
Blues and the Reds.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly what it's become, and it's really unhealthy. And it's, I mean, look at the havoc it's produced. Like, look at what happened. Like, there was everything that happened in 2020 was wild. Like, you know, all kinds of fighting and violence, and you know, and then obviously January 6th, you know, that was insane. And that's what that has led to, the tribal, like,
Yeah.
It's
The QAnon shaman.
that guy, man.
That dude is so fucking. I don't even know. We just need to have a picture of him jive.
Like that, yeah. So much about that was. It doesn't even. It's so absurd that how is it even real? You know what I mean? That looks like a comedy sketch.
Yeah, like if you had said that was on like Conan or something, or
Yeah, exactly.
like I'd believe it. Like Conan is like,
Yeah,
and he was like narrating it and all.
Imagine 10 years ago if someone was like, "Hey, look at this guy. This guy is gonna storm the Capitol." You'd be like, "Is this like an SNL sketch? Like, what is this?" Like,
it is one of those weird things. Like we're living in such a tumultuous time because like we have the internet and the social media. Like
yeah,
even for like politicians and athletes, like they've never gone through this, and even us comedians, like we're subject to any moment be put on the internet to be spread by millions of people within minutes of seconds.
yeah, it's pretty. I mean, that's another thing tearing the world apart. I guess this is how it's going to be though from now on, which I feel bad for younger people.
I mean, watch, mark my words. And probably in like 2030, 2034, we're going to have Governor Kardashian.
Dude, you're probably right. Like,
I'm already saying, because this is the state, California, we've elected Ronald Reagan, who is a TV movie actor.
Oh,
We've elected Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is an action star.
Yeah.
The only thing left for us is for a fucking porn star, Kimmy K.
There you go. A porn star. Yeah, man.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm actually more surprised that Trump didn't win California because of our track record of always supporting actors and fucking celebrities.
That's very true.
Like
California's changed a lot,
Yeah.
though. I feel like it's gone very, very left wing.
Yeah, it was very, very, very Republican in the early times, but now it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very liberal.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, once you leave Los Angeles and San Francisco, especially once you get to like Riverside, you know, San Diego area, there's a lot more conservatives out there.
Right.
Especially like once you get to San Diego, because there's a lot of military folks down there.
Oh, right.
Because you have the Navy bases and stuff, so there's a lot of Camp Pendletons down there. So there's a lot more conservative folk down there as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, for me, I love the fighting of politics. It's so fun. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know if fun is the word, but it's something.
It's like you said, it's this team versus that team.
Yeah, I mean, people are really nasty, though, and it can get scary, dude. I mean, but yeah, it can also be funny, obviously, and fun. But, yeah. I don't know how the country's going to survive, but with everything we just
I'm not
talked
even
about.
worried about surviving, honestly.
I'll be dead soon anyways. So.
Fuck it, right? I don't even know, like, because, you know, what... Being from Boston Boston's more of a liberal town, right? And,
Dude, it's insane left wing.
yeah, but it's known as one of the most racist towns.
Yeah, I mean, there's like this element of like, I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, it's weird. Well, Bill Burr calls it a racist San Francisco. That's what Bill Burr says, which is pretty spot on. I feel like it's super left wing and all that, but there is this like towny mentality where it's just. I don't think of it as racist because people from New England are just angry. They just hate everybody. You know what I mean? And they stereotype everybody. And do you know what I mean? No one is really safe from that. It's like that's just the attitude there. At least in Boston, I feel like. But it's weird. Boston is a lot of like these like intellectual types because there's all these colleges and stuff.
MIT.
Yeah, so there's a lot of yuppie intellectual types, but then there's the like towny types that you're talking about, the like meathead guys who are into sports and the Boston guys, you know, the people you see in the movies or whatever.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah, that shit. I'm working on a bit right now about growing up in the 90s in Boston. Trying to involve some of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been there. Like, one thing is, if I ever go to Boston, I'm pretty sure I'll be thrown out of the town.
I keep forgetting you hate Boston.
Fuck Boston. I hate the Boston accent. That's the one thing I hate the most. It just sounds like ducks quacking. That's good.
I love that you hate it. It's hilarious.
It's just one of those things. Like, I just don't like it.
Understandable, dude. It's pretty absurd.
Is it? How bad is it? Is it like?
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Good. Oh, because you don't have that much of a Boston accent.
No, I don't. I don't think I have one.
No. It's. I wouldn't even know how to describe your accent.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to describe yours either. Now that
people, I've been told I sound very just American, I guess, or just very like Californian.
You sound Californian.
Yeah.
Laid back.
Relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got that. Yeah.
California cool.
Yes, yeah, you've got that exactly.
Because it's it's just I think it's just kind of like the mentality here growing up.
Yeah.
It's just we're so used to everyone just like relaxing because the weather's so nice. Unlike it's been for the last few months.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been drizzling this morning, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But with all that, is this? I think going back to your political show, like with that, is there anything that you feel uneasy talking about?
Yeah, I feel uneasy talking about all of it.
Do you feel like that people won't take it as what you're saying as comedy and they think that you're actually meaning this?
Yeah, all the time. And even like it's sometimes I do commentary too, so it's a mixture of satire and commentary, and people always assume ill will of people they don't agree with, which is weird. That's something I've noticed. Like if you question a narrative that they think is true, they assume you have bad intentions.
I've dealt with that once, many times actually. I used to date this girl. She was so woke that it was racist. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you
mean.
mean.
She was so like this and that. Like it's kind of like she doesn't give people their own agency.
Right.
And so she was talking to me about one of her relatives, and they're talking. She said that they had a conversation, an argument years ago. About like her uncle being an immigrant when he came here, and he was against other immigrants coming here to America. And she said, and she asked him, "But you're an immigrant too, so why are you against other immigrants from here?" He's like, "'Cause we're full." And that's
is he against illegal immigration?
Illegal immigration.
All immigration.
I think he was illegal immigration.
Well, yeah, because that's a lot different. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between. Yeah, I don't hear many people being against immigration. I hear the argument about
illegal
that we need borders and stuff. That's a totally different. But it gets, and then that's construed like I said, ill intentions. That's construed. Oh, you're racist.
Yeah.
You don't want people here. That's
when she said that, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I would love to have a conversation with him. And she's like, well, unfortunately, he's dead. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I would like to like ask him. He's like, why do you feel that way? What is it about these people? It's like blah blah blah. Because once you really start to, I've said this before. Once you really start to ask people questions about their beliefs, they start to not believe in what they say a lot, and they just because it's wrong, because it's this. It's like, well, what's wrong about it?
This is why conversations are so important, and why everything sucks right now, because no one is able to have conversations because there's so much fighting and anger and the bullshit online and painting people as evil if they think a certain way, or and you're not listening or learning anything doing that, and you've made up your mind, you're assuming the worst of the other person. I had to stop talking to everybody I used to know because of this. This is what they did to me. So
they assumed that you had will intent in your.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we got into arguments about these things. They also got mad at my jokes that I was making. They thought, I don't know what they thought. They seemed to think I became some like terrible person who hated people or something. I don't even get it.
No, these are jokes, people. These are fucking jokes.
Especially with the jokes, they would get mad about the joke. Or, any little thing I disagreed with them on politically, they acted like I was some horrendous human being because I didn't think exactly the way they thought about certain political topics.
Yeah. And it kind of just shuts down the barrier for like actual communication and actual just conversation. Because just because two people don't agree with things doesn't mean it matters. Like, I have friends who believe in abortion. I have some people who don't believe in abortion. I don't bring up the abortion topic around them when they're together. You know what I mean?
And then there's, that's a great example. If that's a great example. Abortion's a great example where, like, if you're pro-life, that means you hate women, you want to control women's bodies.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Or if you're pro-choice, you want to kill babies.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I think both of those, these are the caricatures, but people have real reasons for believing these things. And you rarely see real conversations about it, good faith conversations. It's always like, you want to kill babies, you hate women. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's never a real conversation.
Yeah. I completely understand with that, and I agree with that, because like when someone says something I don't agree with it, I actually get excited.
Yeah, I've known you're amazing at, like, you're very inquisitive and you're really good at it. That's a talent, dude. Like, yeah, you're really talented with that. I've noticed.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I try, because I've always been that kid. Like, when someone says something, why do you say something? You know what I mean?
Dude, that's amazing. That's a great
trait
and a talent.
The biggest phrase I've hated growing up was, because I said so.
Yeah, that doesn't answer.
Because I said so. No. Just because you say it doesn't matter. Is it because I'm the authority? It's like, so what? I don't care.
Right.
My mom says, because I'm your mom. It's like, and I said, and she slapped me.
That's funny. Man.
She's like, you don't say and to me. It's like,
right.
So what? It doesn't matter.
I know what you mean.
It is like a lot of times, people, because people are naturally on guard, and I feel it's like, okay, let's open it, because my personal thing is find the quiet kid. I love to look for the quiet kid.
Okay.
Because when I see the quiet kid, I'm like, why are you quiet?
Yeah.
And
they've usually got something to say.
He usually got something to say, and I was like, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, usually, so how you didn't say?
That's me all growing up, and probably still me now.
A little bit, yeah, I can see that. That's where the music comes in. That's how he came out.
Well, that's why I like any creative thing, because it's a way to express thoughts. And
you didn't get any girls.
Nah, not really.
Nah, the lead singer of the band can't get any girls. You giving every young boy a reality check.
No, I don't know. It wasn't on my. I mean, I had girlfriends and stuff.
Just wasn't that guy.
Yeah, I wasn't the let's hook up with a bunch of people.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
that.
never one of those people.
I feel that. So when it comes to your comedy, what are some things that you like try and focus on? Try and like, how do you like hone in your craft?
Oh man, there's so many things we have to do, right? As comedians, I've been trying to write every day and go to and get on stage every day. I've been trying.
Yeah.
And because if you don't, your progress will suffer if you don't do that.
I mean, I haven't performed since last Monday because I've been taking care of my mother because she just had knee surgery.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things. But since my mother's more important, so I was taking care of her this weekend. But I was talking to my friends like, "Hey, we're going to this mic tonight," and they're like, "Yeah, let's go." And I was like, "Good," because I just haven't done mic in a week, and I already feel so rusty.
Yes,
I'm just like.
It will get, it gets like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I skip a day, I feel rusty. A day or two. So yeah, it is.
Are there any places that you don't like performing? Like for me, like I always say, is I hate Chateau. Oh, yeah. I love the venue, but fuck Felix.
Yeah, it's a terrible place.
Yeah.
They're just, Yeah, they just use and abuse people just to bring people to their club and sell drinks. That's all it is.
Yeah, I just don't respect a person who treats not only the his workers, the people who work for him, but also like the talent.
Oh yeah.
The way he treats talent. I mean, he bumps people off shows.
Yeah, he's done it to me.
Yeah, like you said, he bumped you off a show because he didn't even tell you that you had to bring people.
Yeah, they act like it's a suggestion. You should advertise and try to bring people. They don't say if you don't bring people, we'll kick you off the show.
Yeah.
Or just say you have to bring people.
Yeah, and these are bringer mics, and the bringer mics are kind of.
Yeah, they don't. They want to act like it's not. They try to act like it's not a bringer thing. It is. Even at their audition mic, I remember they always try to act like it's not a bringer thing. They just be honest about it, and then there won't be as many problems. But.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people because you also produce shows as well, right? For comedy.
I've never produced a show. I'd produce a mic.
Mike, okay,
yeah.
Yeah, you do it at the Good Nite.
The Good Nite in North Hollywood. Yeah, every Thursday at 6 p.m. is sign up, and then I host a crowd work mic at Fourth Wall at 9 p.m. on Tuesday.
What is it
like?
Yeah, I got to. I need to go. I love crowd work. It's one of my favorite things. I feel like I've started doing a lot better with crowd work once I started leaning in. With crowd work, I was like saying it's you give the audience a knife and you got to stab them with it before they stab you.
Yeah, I don't like crowd work. That's why I'm doing the mic to try to get better.
It forces you.
Right, because I just like writing stuff and saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy the crowd work stuff. I'm trying to get better at that stuff. Just like I'm trying to get better at this right now.
No, you're doing great. I'm really enjoying you being on the show today.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
I know. It's one of those things I like meeting other comics and learning about other comics because I always see this with this. My kind of vision with this is like in 10, 15 years when you all blow up, they're gonna be like, and he was on the Blaize show.
You're gonna blow up, dude.
I'm okay. I try to keep my temptation, my expectations, leveled.
Me too.
I always ask folks what do you feel is your level of success? Like for me to be successful in comedy. My personal goal would be to sell out the Mayan Theater in downtown LA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's do you know what the Mayan Theater? Have you heard it?
I've never been there, but
it's
I know.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's 3 stories. I really thought of how I want the show to be. There's gonna be a bar right behind the stage and shit. Like I already have
That's awesome.
I have a few things that I planned out because they have a lucha libre lucha vavon is over there. It's
What's that?
You know what Mexican wrestling is? Lucha.
Oh, Mexican wrestling.
Yeah, so they have Mexican wrestling there. So I want to do that.
Shit, I want to go to that.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun.
Oh, that's really cool.
Well, my favorite wrestler, his name's Dirty Sanchez.
Okay. That's great, dude.
Yeah, his special move is he goes into his pants and he pulls out shit and he goes and he throws it at his.
Wow, so he's really living up to the name.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they have little people in there.
Okay.
My favorite duo is the Crazy Chickens. They have their own theme song. So when they come in, they all do the chicken song.
Wow,
it's amazing. It's one of those things if you go once, you're gonna love it. I've gotten front row tickets 3 times.
What venue is it at?
The Mayan Theater.
Oh, it's at the theater.
It's at the Mayan Theater, so it's really cool.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So with comedy, you had a lot of success with music, I'd say. 4 albums.
Well, creative success, I guess, but not financial or fame or any of that crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, creative.
But it's still cool though. You still were successful. You were touring with people. I mean, if you told your 13-year-old self that in a few years you're gonna be touring, how excited would you have been?
Yeah, no, we did some cool tours that, we're definitely, most people don't get to do that. So, yeah, and even though, we didn't make it, I mean, it's, I was obviously thankful for those things.
Yeah. With comedy, what would you feel make you feel successful?
I don't know, I'm trying to do this thing, and I don't know the name of this, where I don't want to want for anything anymore. I don't want to want anything. Okay. I don't know if that's stoicism or what it is, but it's something.
Stonerism.
Stonerism. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Stonerism. I feel like that's a sketch, like a comedy sketch.
Yeah.
I've gotten into this new ideology, this new religion, stonerism, man.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that would be a good comedy sketch.
Take it.
Yeah.
But level of success, stoicism about not wanting.
I'm trying to not want anything. I just want to live my life without wanting anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think about success stuff. I think about making myself better every day. That's my success, is making myself better every day, like working on myself and the craft of whatever I'm doing, comedy or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
As long as I'm doing that, it's a success.
That's good. I mean, that's productive. Like, some people said, "Oh, I want to be a writer for a famous TV show."
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Honestly, I don't.
No, I mean, if something happened, cool, but that's not success to me. Success is the everyday grind of
the beauty of it.
Yeah, because I don't know. Maybe someone would think that's you feel that way because like you failed and now you're making excuses or something. That's not really why I feel that way though. I feel like I've realized that that's not what's important. Like it's not important to have a TV, like you just said, like be on a TV. That's not important. I don't know. To me, what's important is like having meaning is important. And so the meaning to me is not having a TV show. The meaning is the everyday working on something and trying to be better. That's meaning. That's now I have a reason to get up every day and work on myself and work on a craft. Yeah. That's meaning, not what TV show am I on. Who gives a shit about that? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's such a hollow thing too. Yeah. There's people that are famous and they're miserable or they have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, there's so many people. Robin Williams, he killed himself.
I know. It's all kinds of miserable.
Kurt Cobain shot himself. So I mean, like, there's so many artists who have committed suicide that like it's just intense to see. And
you're not gonna find meaning or happiness in fame. I don't think.
I get that.
Or in money, probably. I mean, it makes life easier, but way easier. I would imagine, but rich people have plenty of problems.
Yeah, well, actually, this album, the "Call Me If You Get Lost" album that I just bought. So one of the songs Corso on it, my favorite verse on it is the ending verse. He said, "I was heartbroken, so I bought myself some new emotions and a new boat because I'd rather cry in the ocean."
Oh wow, it's funny. That's Tyler the Creator, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like his style. His I don't know what to call it.
Flow and cadence.
The cadence. The way he does it. Yeah.
That is his bar, straight his bar. So that's from the song Corso.
Okay.
So that was one of my favorite.
Is that a new album?
Yeah, his newest album that just dropped.
Okay, cool.
Actually, this is the deluxe album, I guess, the one after the main one. So he dropped an album and then he did the tour and then he just dropped the new one. Or he redropped the album.
Is it good?
It's really good. I like it.
Dude, I've actually never listened to his solo stuff. I listened to Odd Future, but I never got into.
Would not have guessed you as an Odd Future man.
Yeah, I liked them.
I get that. You know what? I didn't really care for Tyler until I heard the "Call Me If You Get Lost" album.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Because do you know who Hopsin is?
No.
A rapper. So he's a rapper from Panama City. He's out here in LA. But he used to shit on Tyler the Creator all the time.
Okay.
And so like it was back in 2011 when I first learned of Hopsin. So I was kind of like, when you pick an artist, you're like, fuck the other artist. So at first I was against Tyler because of Hopsin. And because, his shit was kind of weird and odd. Like, Odd Future is just odd. So, like, I didn't really get it. And then after, I listened to this album, I actually went in reverse.
Okay.
And so I listened from that album back to his first album. And I listened to the evolution of his music. So, a good point of this is, like, Kanye West. So, like, the College Dropout album, his first album, that one's a headphone record. So that record, that album is, you're on the bus, you're on the train, you're going to school, you're going to work, you have your headphones on, and that's what that album's about. It's a headphone album. And then you listen to his Graduation album. That's a stadium album. you hear the loud boom, boom, and all the music and all the different like changes that he does. So that's the one thing I like. You feel and you see the evolution of his thought process and his creation. He does still do like headphone rap here and there, but most of his music now is stadium music. It's meant to be played with loudspeakers in front of the audiences to have bodies feeling each other, and I feel like that's what he makes his music for.
Right.
Now,
I've never liked Kanye. I don't know why. This was before he hated the Jews. No, I just never. I don't know. He always just like kind of annoyed me. I don't know why.
I can see why. I can see why. Cause oh my god.
Yeah, just like all right, dude. No one cares.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people care, but I don't.
I ain't gonna say the Pete Davidson beef. I was here for that. I was Team Ye. I was Team Ye. I will say this. Pete had the hardest swing when Kanye said, "Where you at?" and took a picture, says right next to your wife in bed. Oh, I'm like, bruh. That was a deadly swing. That was a deadly swing.
That whole thing. I hated everybody involved in that. I don't like Kim Kardashian.
Future governor Kim Kardashian, thank you very much.
Probably future president, knowing the way this is going. But no, Pete Davidson, I think he's a good comic.
No, he's a good comic. I'm not talking about the comic or anything. Yeah. I'm just talking about the whole drama. That has nothing to do with the...
Oh, yeah. Just as personalities, as people, these people make me want to kill myself overall. All three of them. They deserve each other, actually. They should just be a throuple.
Yeah.
Kim K. And,
I mean, supposedly Kanye's already married already.
Yeah, I saw some weird picture of him.
Yeah, she's wearing this weird thing.
That thing.
I don't even know what the fuck to call it.
I don't know. There's definitely a joke there. I just haven't paid enough mind to Kanye to think of it. But yeah, it's an absurd photo.
Yeah. I feel that. I don't know. I love Kanye's music. He's a crazy ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Probably.
I feel kind of bad for him at this point.
My whole thing with him is he changed his whole life changed when his mother died.
That's what I hear. I don't keep up with him.
Because I've been in love with Kanye since I was in middle school. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, Kanye is one of those artists, like, as a kid, like, I fucking fell in love with at a young age. Like, I loved the College Dropout, late registration, graduation, like, all that shit. Fucking Dark Twisted Fantasy. Because he does each album differently, and you could feel the difference. Like, the Dark Twisted Fantasy, he did that whole album in Malibu. Oh, not Malibu, Maui. He did that one in Maui. Okay. And so he had...
I had that record.
Yeah, that one's a great record.
I think I might have had College Dropout.
Yeah. But yeah, he's...
maybe the Black... Or,
Black Skinhead?
Whatever that record was. With Rick Rubin. What was that one called?
Was it Rick Rubin?
I thought Rick Rubin produced that one with Black Skinhead on it.
You might be right. Yeah.
I thought he did. Okay.
Did you ever meet any of those famous producers?
Not Rick Rubin. Certainly not Rick Rubin, but... I'm trying to think. One guy produced one of our things that worked on some bigger records.
Nice.
Yeah, he worked on some bands' records. When he was young, he helped out on like Bruce Springsteen record.
Oh shit.
Cyndi Lauper. I don't know if you know
Was there any artist that if you had to at that young age when you were just starting, was there someone that you would want to collab with back then? That you would like your dream collab if you had back then?
At what age?
20, when you were 20, when you first started with your band. Like, if you guys could get a record with this artist, you'd have fucking died.
I don't know, because I changed a lot over time. When I was 20...
Well, how about now? Who would you want to make a record with now, then?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't know how to collaborate with people. I don't know. I've always just done my own music or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
When's the last time you recorded something?
Oh, a long time ago.
You just put that whole music life behind you now?
Yeah, I mean, I've screwed around with it in my room by myself, but I don't do much with it.
Would you ever do the music comedy?
No. Yeah.
Some people do a good job of it.
Yeah, no, they do. Yeah, I've never done it. I don't think I'd want to do it.
Why? Was it one of those things it just doesn't feel in your wheelhouse?
Cheesy, I feel like.
What do you feel is better or worse, give or take, your definition? A musical comic or a puppet comic? A prop comic?
Can't say I'm a big fan of either. Well, there's funny musicians. Like, Weird Al Yankovic. Is hilarious.
Lil Dicky's funny.
Okay, yeah, I don't know his stuff, but I know
he's kind of funny. He was actually he was going to be a comedian before.
I mean, dude, this is kind of a comedy record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I guess you can, because there's a lot of jokes in it.
I mean, it's super dark. But, I think he
murders.
Kills his girlfriend.
Funny story. So, the super white girl who was like so woke, she was racist woke. She got me that album for Christmas, and because I told her it was my favorite album.
Oh, was she not aware of the album?
Yeah, she was not aware of the album. So we got it about.
How is Eminem not canceled, dude? Like
they tried to. They tried to cancel it. Remember?
You're right. I forgot about that.
They tried in the early '90s. They really tried.
Yeah,
early 2000s. They were protests. I mean, there were picket signs.
Well, that's what's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
He's uncancelable now. I mean.
Oh yeah, at this point.
He's joked about everything. He's joked about everyone. I mean, his early stuff, he jokes about, grape and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sexual assault.
But it's just funny. I'll never understand the... It's an art. It's art.
Mm-hmm.
It's comedy. I mean, yeah, he's kind of a comedian.
Yeah.
In a way. Obviously, he's a rapper, but
mm-hmm.
He's playing a character. You know... Marshall Mathers isn't out there raping people.
Yeah.
That would be a different story.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. In movies, you can depict all the rape you want in movies. No one ever cries about that. But if you make a joke or if it's in a song, then that's a...
One of my favorite interviews is, it was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was, what's his name? Hateful Eight, the director. Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I never saw that movie.
Great movie. I would recommend it. Long, but great.
Okay.
But he was in an interview with some morning talk show host, and she's like, "So, Tarantino, why is it that you depict a lot of violence towards women? Oh, you mean in a movie? That's fantasy? It's fake? That's not real?" And she was like, "Yes, I understand that, but you depict a lot of violence towards women. Oh, yeah, but it's fake." And he's just going off on her, saying that, like, it's fake, it's not real. And it's one of those things, like... It's like, yeah, this is what it is. I've been in an open mic, or not a mic, I was at a show, it was a dark comedy show, where this guy was talking about his experience on this movie set, where this director had his daughter perform sex scenes. And he was like yelling at his daughter, like, fuck her harder, and like,
good lord.
Yeah, and that's what the comic is retelling the story, right?
That's weird.
And this girl in the front, she's like, "This is sick, this is wrong," and she like storms out and she makes a big old puss, like she's gonna like start a movement and shit. And she goes out and she's standing in front outside the club for like 10 minutes waiting for people to join her. No one joins her.
Oh my god.
When you go woke, you go broke.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But there's just stuff like that all the time.
It is weird that stuff, the woke stuff, has taken over so much, though.
But I feel there's a big pushback now.
There is a pushback, but I just find it odd that all these like corporations jumped on that bandwagon.
Well, we're in June, which is Pride Month.
Well, yeah, they've been doing that forever. Yeah, I mean, and it's I think people see through that now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think people I feel like gay people don't like that because they know that they're just trying to make money off their identity, basically. That's all that is. It's not like these corporations give a shit about something. Like, they're just trying to make money. So, yeah.
I get that. No, but that's what it is. It's all about money, and so like all these identity politics and that lead over to the corporatism. Yeah. It's just all these college courses about all these kids like, oh, you're a snowflake. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You're in a snowflake. I'm gonna crush you. If you're a snowflake, I'm gonna blow a torch. Roast your ass.
There you go.
Because like we need to stop being so sensitive.
Yeah, I agree. I think it waters down
what real actual problem. Yeah. Like there
are
now
because now when I hear someone's racist, I'm like, are they though? Like now I have to like check.
Yeah.
It used to be like, oh, they're racist, okay, Now it's like, well, everybody's racist now.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
here,
well, what do you mean? Did he say some stupid joke or
like did he scream the N-word or was he just making a joke?
Or was that the Wallace, something Wallace, the country singer? He was like the number one.
Guy.
Yeah, he was.
Didn't he say the N-word?
Yeah, he was saying the N-word, but it was him and his friends were drunk in Nashville, and they were just cussing at each other. And they weren't even saying it to other people; they were just saying it to each other.
Right.
And then he got canceled, but now he has like the most records played or whatever.
Well, that's what's funny is when you cancel some people. Yeah, I mean, look, anything you tell people not to do, they're just going to make them want to do it more. You know what I mean? If you ban a book, people are just going to want to read that book now. Yeah. Now you've just given that book free advertising.
And this will go to the discussion. Is like when you stifle other ideas and say, "Oh, you can't listen to it because it's bad." It's like, no, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about why is it bad? What's so bad about it? And it is because it's obvious. Well, what's obvious about it? You know what I mean? It may be obvious to you. Like for me personally, I don't understand how people are racist because I don't understand how I can hate you for your skin color, your religion. I can hate you because you're an asshole. That's different, you know what I mean? I can hate you because you cut me off in traffic. Right. That's different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never really understood what true racism was, and personally,
I don't know. Do you know any racists?
No, people who are racist, no. But I know people who have racist tendencies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, okay.
Like people say things to like certain people. Like I know people who like I know a few black people who don't like Asians. I know Asians who don't like blacks. You know.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I know of white people who don't like who don't like certain white people. They don't like Jewish people for whatever reasons. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And for me, like I don't really care. I never really understood.
Yeah, no, I don't think about people in those terms, but then you get called a racist for that, because like, oh, you don't see color, then that's bad. It's not that I don't see color.
I see who you are.
Right. It's like, obviously I see color, I see what a person is, but I'm not judging who they are based on that, is what I'm saying.
It doesn't even matter.
I don't think of them in those terms.
Like
I don't think it matters.
Mm-hmm. Because that's just how it is. That's here in life, it's just... You just gotta be willing to accept people, and people are they're like you said, like the townie and like Boston, very like cut off.
It's just funny, man. I don't know anyone that I would describe as racist. I don't know. But you do, you would say?
Well, not racist, but they have racist tendencies. You know what I mean? Like they'll like.
Everybody's got. What would you call it?
Prejudice,
stereotypes, or something.
Stereotypes.
It doesn't mean they hate somebody though. Like let's say someone thinks Asians are bad at driving. Mm-hmm. I don't think that makes them racist. I mean, they might believe a stereotype.
Yeah.
But does that mean they're racist? I don't know. I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know.
No, but it's different for everyone. Like for me, like I've just always been. Luckily that I've been in a melting pot, because where I grew up in Diamond Bar, like most of my people that was around me were all Asians and all like I was like the minority of the minority.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. So it was in the 90s. I was talking to one of my teachers, and he said, yeah, pretty much in the late 90s, early 2000s, we had what was called the Great White Flight. All the white people left and all the Asians came in, and it was right after the 92 riots. Because after the 92 riots, a lot of Asians started leaving Los Angeles and started going to like
because a lot of that wasn't it like Koreans and Korean people and black people were kind of not
because it happened with the girl got shot in the back of the head.
Right.
It was before
so disturbing, man.
Yeah, but it was one of the things that happened before, like way before, and like the adults who had children, they grew up in that atmosphere of like what happened. They lived through the 92 riots, and then they had kids, and then they moved away from there.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of like they instill that into their kids about what happened in the community.
Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. And like even in the 1800s and like early 1870s, there was known as here in Los Angeles Chinatown riots, where a Chinaman here in Los Angeles was falsely accused of raping a woman. And they literally massacred everyone in Chinatown.
Jesus.
Yeah.
1870?
Yeah, somewhere around that time area.
That
like
is...
way before California was like a state. It was like right before. It was either right before a state or right after a state, because we were in a state like 1886, I think.
Well, thankfully it's not 1870 anymore.
But it's stuff like that. Like I'm very like I pick up on a lot of history and a lot of like culture and like why is that we're like this way. You know, I try and explore the reasons because I don't understand it.
Yeah,
And,
that's something that the two sides do that bothers me, where it's like one side wants to act like nothing has changed since 1870, like the left wants to,
yeah.
and then the other side wants to act like that never happened or something,
Yeah.
like, and I think you need a good combination of like recognizing our
Yeah.
history, but also acknowledging, this isn't 1960 anymore. Progress has happened. Things aren't exactly the way they were.
Yeah.
You have to have a balanced perspective.
At what point do we move on? I mean, I understand.
And we're never going to move on if
Yeah.
we keep thinking in those terms.
It's kind of like, when you go to therapy, like trauma responses and stuff like
dude,
that.
I always think about it. It's just like therapy. It's just like on a personal level, that goes for our society as a whole.
Yeah.
If we keep, even if I said something like what we just said here, where like, I don't judge people based on their race. I don't think about that. It's like, but we have to because then you're ignoring issues. Well, if we keep doing that, we're never going to stop doing it.
Yeah.
At some point, we have to move on from thinking about people in those terms. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to hate assholes.
Yeah.
I want to hate people who are assholes.
And I'm trying to not even hate assholes because I feel like there's a reason people are assholes. They're probably going through something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not hate anybody.
Next time someone's an asshole, you just go to them, it's like, it's okay.
Dude,
It's okay. Just give them a big old hug.
That actually would probably be interesting to see the reaction.
What is that? The Big Apple, Robin Williams and It's Not Your Fault. It's not your fault.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault.
That's Boston.
Yeah,
I hate
Boston. I hate Boston.
Have you seen that movie?
I've seen that movie.
Do you hate it?
It's a good movie, but I hate Boston. I always say it's like Departed, good movie, fuck Boston.
Have you seen The Town?
The Town is pretty good, fuck Boston.
That's great.
I will say this, man.
LA's got great movies.
There's a lot of great movies. I mean, there's so many movies.
Heat
movie. I mean, there's Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, those are fun.
The first one was here. Too Fast, Too Furious. I think that was in Miami.
Yeah.
That was actually the peak of Fast and Furious.
Oh, you like that one?
That was the best one.
Oh wow. Okay.
Paul Walker and.
I've never heard anyone say that's their favorite.
That's the best one. What other one is the better?
I think if I had to pick, and they kind of blend together a little bit. All of it.
Yeah.
After like 10 of them, it's like you lose track a little. But the ones that stuck out to me was the first one, but 5 was where The Rock was in it.
That was
kind of.
It was. This is Brazil.
That was probably the one.
I would say Tokyo Drift is better than that one.
Okay. I don't know if I've seen it. I don't remember if I saw Tokyo.
Tokyo Drift is badass. I prefer Tokyo Drift. I would say my top 3 would probably be Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, and the rest suck. I'm just kidding. First one's good. Honestly, especially after 5 and 6, once they do the bank robbery, when they steal the bank from the people and they're driving with the thing behind them, it's like, bro, they literally fucking go through in Dubai. They drive through a fucking skyscraper.
I think the past 2 or 3 of them have not been very good, I would say.
No.
Especially the past 2. I haven't really.
Yeah, they've jumped a car out of a fucking plane.
They went to space. Dude.
Yeah.
Did you see the new one?
No, I
saw it.
I stopped.
Way over the top. I mean, it's funny. It's almost like a comedy now because it's so absurd.
It's just too absurd.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny though. But yeah, those movies are funny.
No, but we've been here for almost an hour and a half now.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, but so Chris, tell me some places. So you have Tuesdays. You have the Crowdwork Mic at Fourth Wall Cafe.
Yeah, Fourth Wall Cafe every Tuesday at 9 p.m. There's a Crowdwork mic. You can sign up on their website. I host that. Then I produce a mic in North Hollywood at the Good Night every Thursday. Sign up is at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then those are the mics I
nice.
do.
And then so this is coming out this following Monday because do you have any shows coming up or anything?
Wait, what? Which day is it coming?
Monday. It's a week from today.
A week from today. Yeah, I got shows on that day. I think I got a show on June 12th at the Mint, June 13th at Flappers, and June 17th at Fourth Wall.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And where can they find? They can get those tickets online at your on your Instagram.
I think they can. Yeah, I just on the. You can send me a message on Instagram. I'm not famous. No one. Yeah.
You gotta get your link tree up.
Or yeah, I know. Or just go to the club's websites. You know.
Okay.
Fourth Wall or Flappers. The Mint show might be free actually.
Mint.
I don't remember exactly what the Mint, but Flappers and Fourth Wall, you can just go to their websites.
Alright.
I think it's flapperscomedy.com and fourthwallcomedy.com. I forget.
Just Google it.
Yeah.
Just put Flappers Bourbon because there's like 3 or 4, isn't there?
I don't know. Is there?
I know they have another one, don't they? I don't remember.
There might be. I forget.
I think they have a second branch. Kind of like, you know what I kind of hate? I kind of hate how the Laugh Factory and the Improv,
Yeah.
they're kind of like McDonald's and fucking Burger Kings now.
Comedy Store has.
Comedy Store, they have one in La Jolla, North San Diego.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it cheapens the original. You know what I mean?
I was trying to make a joke about Fourth Wall becoming a chain. I feel like that would be funny. I think Joe should do that. Do you know Joe?
Yeah, I met him. He's great. He's the reason why Fourth Wall is so amazing. I feel like.
Oh yeah, he built the whole thing.
Yeah, he's the opposite of fucking Felix.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He really is.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to know where's the best place to do it, any open mics, Fourth Wall Joe. He pioneered the whole slotted mic. So I've been told. I don't know the whole story, but there's a documentary that came out, right?
Yeah. You didn't see it?
It wasn't even on.
I saw it.
Were you on it?
Oh, I wasn't in it.
No. What's it on? Is it on Hulu or Netflix?
I don't think it's out yet for people to watch. I saw it at a film festival. It
Ah,
premiered
okay.
at a movie theater in downtown LA.
Oh, nice.
At a film festival, and I went to see it with the people that made it and stuff. It was fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Teresa Lowe made it. I don't know if you know her. She's a funny comedian.
Sounds familiar. I'm horrible with names. I'm more of a face guy.
Okay, yeah, you
I'm a
might
face
know
guy.
her if you saw her.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
I hear you. I'm bad with names too.
But Chris, it's a pleasure talking to you, man.
Oh, you too, dude.
We definitely got to get you on another time. We'll talk less about your music, more about your comedy next time.
That would be fun.
Even though it's fun listening about all
talk
your
about you next time.
All right, we'll talk about me next time. You know what you got to do? Have me on your Chris Keene show.
Okay.
We'll do a whole political satire bit.
That would be fun, actually. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Bring people on. So.
You could do just make it like sports.
A sport? You could be the sports guy?
Yeah, I could be the sports guy, or it could be I don't even Weather Channel. You know what you do? We got to get like a sexy girl for the Weather Channel, like Telemundo. Just put like some fake balloons and fake in her tits and her ass.
There you go. All right, we'll figure that out.
All right, but thank you.
Yeah.
Where else can they find you? What's your Instagram and your?
Chris G Keene is my handle.
Christian Keene.
Yeah. Chris G, letter G and then KEENE.
N-E.
And that's on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
All right, perfect. The Chris Keene Show as well.
Yes.
Take care, y'all. Bye.
Goodbye.